law of supply. Again, similar things that we read for law of demand, we'll see a similar thing of law of supply, right? Let's start with the top right curve, where we see that the price is on the x-axis, y-axis, the quantity is x-axis, and supply is actually going up. That is a supply curve. It simply says that if let's say tomorrow the prices of tomatoes goes up to 100 rupees, then there will be more farmers who will produce tomatoes. So the quantity supplied of tomatoes will go up. So if the price increases, if the price of tomato increases, the quantity that is supplied in the market will increase. That is what the supply curve look like. Again, we need to know what is quantity supplied versus supply. Again, it's an interview question. So quantity supplied is basically at a price, what is the quantity that is supplied? This is called quantity supplied, whereas the whole curve is called the supply curve, right? And law of supply says that given everything in the world is constant, if we increase the price, the quantity supplied will increase. Let me give this example with respect to 100 percentile. So let's say tomorrow I offer this course at 10,000 rupees. Then what it will mean is that a lot more mentors will be able to join my course, and they will agree to work with me to teach other students. So if my course is at 10,000, lot more mentors will join me and will teach the GDPI course. So quantity supplied of mentors will go up if I increase the price of the course, right? So that is what law of supply is, and quantity supplied versus supply. You need to know the difference between these two as well. Again, given everything is constant, we talk about law of supply, but things we know are not constants and they can change. And when they change, the curve will either shift inward or the curve will shift outward, right? For example, let's talk about substitutes again, right? Let's say tomorrow, the coaching fees of GMAT is 20,000, right? Then what I'll see is that a lot of my mentors who are actually with me right now will go away from me and will start teaching GMAT courses. So if my substitutes are doing well, my quantity supplied, which is the number of mentors that I have, will go down, right? So at the same price that we are offering for my mentors, what I'll see is a lot less mentors are joining me. So at this price, right now, let's say at 4,000, we have 10 mentors. Then if mentors go to GMAT teaching, then we'll see that at the same 4,000 price, we'll have only 4 members. So this curve will shift in the inward direction. So this curve will shift inward. Similarly, there are complements. If complements changes, the curve will shift inward or outward. Suppliers change or there's improvements in technology, we will see that the curve will shift inward or outward. Now let's bring both of these together. So if you understand what we started with market equilibrium, and what we said that the quantity demanded. So if you look at this particular brick, this is quantity demanded, and this is quantity supplied, and ideally they should be in sync, right? That's why we read quantity demanded, we read quantity supplied, and now let's bring both of these together. So if we bring both of these in the same graph, where the y-axis is price and the x-axis is quantity, then this blue line is the demand curve, which is going downward, and this red line is a supply curve, which is going upward, right? And ideally, what we see, let's assume, just one second. Let me share my screen again. Yes. Yeah, let's assume that I price my product at this level. Then at this level, you see the supply of mentors are very less. So only few mentors are able to join me. Whereas the demand of students are very high. And C, there's a demand gap. So there are 100 students at this price, but only 4 or 5 mentors, and we cannot cater to all students. So our quality will go down. Our quality of teaching will go down. If I price it very high, then at this particular price, the number of students is only 10, whereas the number of mentors is like 20. So now mentors are higher than demand. Then this is called supply gap. And what I'll see is a lot of my mentors are not being used properly. So my efficiency will go down. So ideally, what I would want to do is I would want to keep it at this level where if I have 20 students and I have the right amount of supply, there's no demand or supply gap. This would be the right price for this particular GTPI course, right? So the point at which the demand and supply meets, that is called the market equilibrium, and the price is called the equilibrium price, and the quantity is called the equilibrium quantity, and the whole scenario is called market equilibrium. Any doubts?